guys, welcome to part 2, maybe part 3 of becoming a dealer at your home. This is the home only version, okay? So for those of you who have a rig in your house somewhere, preferably right there in your living room, just literally that's it. Big ass dice table, maybe a 14-footer, and maybe everybody else is in the basement. Maybe the dice table is in the living room and everybody else lives in the basement, okay? So here we go. We are going to go over setting up bets, paying bets, and the order of paying bets. Okay, so these are all like critical components, okay? We talked earlier about sort of the fundamentals of the game, using your inside hand, outside hand, order of operations, this kind of thing, and now we're going to go into setting up the bets. All right, so the first thing that's important is the way that we set up and pay most bets is stick to base. So we talked earlier about, stick to base and the positions around the table, but you want to keep everybody in order. That's the thing. So it's important that, a lot of people are going to be talking to you all at once. You want to train your customers or you train your friends to literally address you in order. So one person set their bets down, tell you what they need, next person sets their bets down, and so forth, starting from the stick position or position 1 all the way around to position 8. It's very helpful to get everybody on the same page as far as that goes. The next thing is you want everybody, whenever they have a bet or they want to make a bet, you want them to place the bet here in the come. Now, unless you're a really tall person and you don't mind reaching all the way onto the apron, that'd be the other choice. But you don't want them to put it on the pass line, don't pass, or field bet, because now you have a whole conversation about what the hell they want to do with it. If they put in the come and announce what they want to do with it, or they just leave it here, you pretty much know there's a bet to be made, all right? Or even on the apron, that's another option. If they bet the pass line and you're too busy doing other crap, next thing you know, it's a pass line bet, right? Everybody forgets it and oh my God. All right, so just train them to put in the come, tell you what you want in order, okay? Now, we talked about cleanliness. So having these bets clean, setting them up looking correctly is really a fantastic thing. Makes the game look very professional. So here's what we do. Let's say someone, first of all, let's look where place bets goes, because I know a lot of you guys that work on strategies and do stuff like this, you tend to put them inside the box. Place bets goes right on the line. Come bets go inside, except when we talk about buy bets, which we'll get to in a second. But let's say let's say the point is 5, and someone throws a green and 2 whites into the come and says, hey, can I get $27 across? Well, the first thing I'm going to do is any money I don't need or any check I need to convert, I'm going to bring it in to my dead space, okay, my dealer work area over here. I'm going to replace it with the red chips or the other color chips that I need. I put the little money in my outside hand, the bigger money in my outside hand, and from the outside in, I start setting up their bets, okay? Simple as that. Now, I go back and I clean them up. I make sure they're right on the line. And I mean literally these 2 lines intersecting, or if you happen to have a layout with one big line, intersecting the check should be right on the line. Now on the 6 and 8, we make these caps as much as we can. If we happen to have, let's say, a $54 8, right, which is a $9 cap, you can't really see the cap, all I do is put the lower denomination just forward. Or let's say you happen to have a $96 bet at some point. If you guys like playing units, all I do is use my thumb and I press the bet forward so everybody can see, or I can see specifically like what's on that bet, okay? All right, so starting from the outside. Okay, so let's say someone gave me literally 135 across, okay? Right, 135 across, which all of you homegrown craft dealers know is $25 on every number except the $30 on the 6 and 8. Okay, 135. So I'm going to take this blackjack inside. I'm going to replace it with 4 green. And I'm going to just basically have exactly what I need to set this bet up. Just like this. Bam. Okay. Now, if you're someone that likes to use buy buttons, here's the opportunity. If you have buy buttons, buy bets go a little bit back behind the line, and then you add a buy button. Okay. You put a buy button right on the bet to denote that that's a buy. Buy is, of course, that bet's going to get paid twice, double, minus a 5% commission, okay? Now, if you don't use buy bets, you do what's called automatic buys, then you don't need to worry about it. You just leave the bet right on the line, okay? Now here, this is position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is outside hook, inside hook. So right at the intersection of the table, this is before the intersection, this is, or before the intersecting corner, this is after the intersecting corner. So there are 4 positions on the table that I know well. 1, this is next to stick, stick 1. This is outside hook, okay, before the intersector, okay. This is after inside hook, and then this would be next to you, okay. This position here, position 8, okay. So basically going right around the table, okay. Those are the positions. Now come bets, okay. Any come bet that you have, let's say position 1 is also playing come bets. Come bets using your inside hand as much as possible, or moving from your outside to your inside hand. You're going to move the come bets onto inside the box. Come bets go inside the box, okay? We talked about order of operations. It's take, pay, move. So moving bets and then pay, all right? And then I'm going to set up a few examples after the fact so you can see how these play out. But now I'm going to pay the place bets in the order that they're here. I deal with all the come bets first, then all of the place bets, okay? So now I'm going to offer the money. I'm going to cut out 1 payment at a time. And at a casino, you typically separate the lower denominations from the higher denominations. You cut them out separately so the camera can see what's being cut out. As an experienced dealer, you'll see them do this and just stack it all at once. That's acceptable at a lot of casinos as well. But for you, you can choose either one. If you want to place them out here, I kind of recommend that you separate the money so that everybody can see exactly what they're working with. It makes it a lot easier to do the math as well. Because now, for example, if they say down with odds, you can take this down and see you have 2 red chips if you want to use for odds, okay? And remember, you know, as much as you know dice, you can't take for granted what other people know or don't know. So this is very helpful, I find, you know, as a tool. It's just separating the money. So if I have a bet, if I have someone that's getting paid 32, here it is, green, red, 2 whites. They can clearly see exactly what they're getting. If I do this instead and make it a big secret, then, you know, it's kind of a different thing. So here we go. We set up the money in the come. We pay 1 person at a time. We don't go out and start, you know, adding all these bets and then trying to figure out afterwards. It's so much easier, and it keeps everybody in order. So here it is, person number 1, $7. When we go to pay this, we ask them same bet or press, whatever they like to do, try to get some interaction. If they say down with odds, that's easy, okay? We have $3 extra. We take them down with the 10 that we have, and we hand them off the change. Then we go to the next place bet, green to red, okay? If they say press, on the 6 and 8, whenever we press, we can just hand them the cap if we can see the cap, and then boom, $30 becomes $60 and so on, okay? Now let's look at come bets real quickly because